When did you first hear Stick Fly and Broadway? And it's been a couple of years, no?
Definitely. It's been at least a couple of years since it kind of came into our stratosphere of my company, AK Worldwide. And immediately, the minute that we started to hear about it, it was fascinating to us.
What got you, do you think?
The story, the way it was written, it read to me like a novel like a page turner. I didn't want to put it down. I knew every character, I knew every person. I was talking to the book. I was like, oh my goodness, why would they, oh my, wow, ooh. I was doing all of that. And whenever I feel so just naturally worked up by a piece, that happens to me in film, that happens to me at theater, I just know that there's something great about it. So the writing, the story, the fact that it was different, that you learned about a family you won't often see. How many times have we seen an affluent black family at Martha's Vineyard on Broadway? I could vouch to say never.
Never. How important was that to you, to get that kind of story on Broadway?
Very important to me. I mean, one of the things that's a dream of mine is to be able to just help to bring to life stories of diversity. I'm of a very diverse background. I was fortunate to grow up in New York City, which is such a diverse, live city with so many people from places that all over the world, you know. And so I've always been someone who's been exposed to a rich amount of knowledge, and so I felt like, you know, to learn new things and to see new kinds of people and families is just important to me. And besides that, to another level, this family is your family. It's my family. It's everyone who comes to this theater and sees it family. It's you who watching. It's your family because all families are like built from that same nucleus.
You've never been to Martha's Vineyard?
I've never been to Martha's Vineyard. I might be a bit biased or something, like I've never gone. In fact, I went the first time to another place that everyone's like, you've never been there before? The Hamptons.
In 5th grade, my best friend didn't invite me to a birthday party.
You should probably let that go.
You've always wanted to be on Broadway. Why take on something like this? Why Broadway?
Oh, Broadway is like a dream for me. I mean, the streets I grew up on are right here. You know, I grew up on 43rd Street between, right on 10th Avenue. And so when I walked anywhere, I had to pass by Broadway to get to the train. And so Broadway to me is a big barometer of kind of what I call the light and the dark. There was a lot of darkness that I had to pass through to get to the light of Broadway, the big dreams, the big bustle and that type of thing. And so for me, my mother gave me the passion of Broadway. She's an actor herself, and she always took me to Broadway plays. And so it's been a dream of mine to be a part of Broadway in some way. And for me to enter Broadway in this way as a producer and a composer is the most brilliant way for me. Like, I feel all the more excited because that's the path that I really have always dreamed of taking.
You're so used to being out front. You're the star, you're the performer, you're the center of attention. You have to dial that back a little bit to be a producer, don't you?
Well, I think it's maybe misunderstood. I think maybe people don't really understand the importance of a producer. And actually, the producer, I mean, everyone makes it tick, but I think the producers are the ones that really get this thing going. And without the producers, you know, art isn't able to be brought to life. So in actuality, the producers are kind of a really important, rock-solid place. And so I've enjoyed, and I'm enjoying learning from the other producers that are on this, like Nell Nugent, who's a legendary producer in Broadway. So, and there's so many incredible producers that are a part of Stick Fly. So
when you're sitting here in this awesome space, I can't help but wonder that you want to be here on stage.
A lot of people ask me, will I do Broadway? And as I said, it's an art that I respect so much because it is you really have to be captivating. You know what I mean? There's no special effects. There's no CGI. There's no like green screen that's going to enter you are it. And that I think is the most beautiful thing because that's when it's pure. And so for me, like, I very much respect the people that step on this stage. And I would absolutely want to do that one day for the right thing.